victory is ours.
Combat engineers are standing by.
Hello there and welcome. You are live in the south with HelpingHans' Soviets and also DevM's Soviets. Who do we find in the north?
In the north today, we have just winning their previous series. It's going to be as austere Tume and his partner playing as OKW Talisman.
What an epic series that was. I can't believe Talisman and Tume rose victorious in that epic 55-minute battle. We now see them in the quarterfinals against very staunch and fierce opponents. It really seems to me that HelpingHans and DevM have are rocket propelled right now. They've suffered a little bit of the enogamy of defeat, and they really want to right things.
I had a couple of doubts about HelpingHans DevM last week. It seemed like DevM wasn't really playing the team game. It looked like Hans was always coming around to defend DevM, and DevM kind of like not not doing the same. Led to some problems, but hopefully they've had some time to go over those games last week and bring out the performance today. It looks already in this, like maybe they're going to be bringing that to the table today.
Yes, it does indeed. They've got to be a lot better than they were last week in terms of teamwork and synergy. You are right. It did seem to me that at times they didn't seem quite, a concerted effort from both parts at the same time. They were both the damn fine players in their own right. But anyway, let's have a little look at the tactics and the builds we're starting to see emerge. Anything interesting so far, Dan?
Not really. Actually, the only thing to point out, both HelpingHans and DevM utilizing double engineers at the start to get that map control. It's a really good thing when they're both going to tech up to tier 2, bring out the Maxims. It means they've got some map control right from the start. It's good so far. It looks like they've got control of VPs and their fuel on the right. So good start game from the Soviet combined team.
MG42 doing work for Tume. Maxims out for... That's actually DevM utilising the Maxims. HelpingHans also. So it's Von Ivan with 2 Maxims. DevM with 2 Maxims. That's an incredibly interesting build. I have seen in HelpingHans' stream that HelpingHans has been the Maxim utiliser, which has kind of given them a strong foundation. But they're now, instead of just having a strong foundation, they're building a citadel to 19th century water-cooled machine guns. And it's Von Ivan, although he might be out of the tournament, he's probably watching this with a tear in his eye of pride.
I'm not 100% on the Maxim choice here. Actually, yeah, Maxim's obviously very, very good. You've got narrow choke points here, but there's a lot of green cover to take advantage of and kind of shield themselves. There's a little bit of indirect fire. We see Tume's got that already. We may see Talisman bring it out if he goes for the battle grouper. Then maybe the Maxims have a little bit of trouble, but... Interested to see where the game goes from the start here. It's a very, very powerful lockdown in the early game.
It's done so well, and HelpingHans has pushed his way in this hooking maneuver straight for the high munitions, and he's pinned this MG42 into the centre. Meanwhile, DevM's coming in for the kill from behind, and that is a clean sweep for the Allies. They have now pushed their opponents off all fronts. We do see in the very south, Tume's now having to try and turn things around and go for the fuel in the south. But here's another Maxim. Everywhere you look, there's a Maxim. HelpingHans has 3. DevM has 3.
That was a very, very good start game for Allies. Could not be going better. You see Tume there. He actually had 2 Grenadiers behind enemy lines. Another one now trying to decap the fuel. But what a futile effort. Very, very risky to be pretty much losing manpower this way. This isn't going to go anywhere as an engagement.
No,
and he's not even capping the fuel.
No, he can't. He needs to be in that green cover, doesn't he? And as you say, there's the manpower and the health dissipating away. Let's see. Well, this Grenadier's still got to escape. He's going to go past the arc of... No, he's gone further. Gap in the fence. Let's check out the north. We've got Grenadiers and a mortar out for Tume. That's how brutalized they're feeling at the moment. They're having to resort to 2 mortars. The Finns.
That mortar actually came out quite early, so I think they'd predicted the Maxim spam right from the start.
I think it's important to note they would have predicted the Maxim spam of one of the 2 players, HelpingHans, who has gone nothing but Maxims in recent Soviet games. But DevM also spamming Maxims. That is a strategic choice that is possibly a little bit surprising. They've doubled down on Maxims.
It's not really the play style I expect to see from DevM, to be honest. Is more of a conscript guy, maybe shucks throwing the occasional smoke and run.
Well, maybe he's swallowed the Kool-Aid of 2 versus 2 now, and he's adapting. Hashtag. You know, you do have to be a different player in 2 versus 2. It's such a teamwork orientated. Well, obviously that sounds like an understatement, but you know, it's such a different approach to 1 versus 1, and that's been his arena for so many years.
We have got the battle group just gone up from Talisman on the northern side of the map, going straight away for field medics. So they're going to be able to put, you know, a big reinforcement point next to their fuel, which is absolutely necessary right now because they're under so much contest just to get their own given fuel.
If you're wondering why I'm not looking anywhere else on the map, if you can see in the bottom left of your screen, there is no other action. It's all about the Axis trying to get their own +7 fuel back, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do that. Maxims on lockdown, mortars firing bravely. Battle group is building an ISG, of course. Indirect fire is the natural counter to machine guns, but is it too little, too late?
It's very hard to say. I mean, actually, the setup that allies have got here is very good because even now they are actually backing up with conscripts. I see a lot in this kind of build where there's no conscripts presence, but they can actually merge and keep putting units on the Maxims on the front line. So they're just keeping this huge arc of suppression right outside of this base. We've already seen actually DevM and Hans now taking up to tier 3. They're well ahead of their opponents in fuel income, +36 to +13 for the Axis. It's a great start to this game. I don't know how long it's going to last, to be honest.
Flamethrowers at war. Nice bit of barbed wire must be noted. That's on Tightrope's most recent tips and tricks video. That particular piece of closing down. Here comes the ISGs. Maxim's on low health, but not in danger from those particular shots. Of course,
so much indirect fire is required to get past these Maxims. And well, I'm almost wondering if smoke may help a little bit more here to break through the suppression. Maybe get behind them with the Volksgrenadiers. But it's such a confusing point in the game. Look how much.
Oh, 1 Maxim down, but it doesn't matter because there's more Maxims firing. Maximum suppression, maximum defensive aggression. We do finally have something trying to branch out, but the 222, unlike the Ardennes, isn't getting through that particular forest.
Look at the map control here. They're already capping strategic territories right outside of Tume's base. And, Talisman actually manages to recapture one of the Maxims.
Oh.
Always useful.
Well, that's a good 260 manpower weapon he's now acquired. We did see an MG42 go down, by the way, thanks to the Maxim, of course. This Maxim could go down as well. It's suffering a lot of indirect fire. It's heavily grouped here. 222 was blocking it in, but then allowed it to escape, maybe to give it a fighting chance.
Oh, this is good on the fuel, Axis fuel left side. So we've got the green cover sandbag there. That's actually really helping to fight the Maxims at distance and negate a little bit of the suppression that comes in. And now you see the T-70 in from DevM, which is, you know, again, this is just going to sway this. Fortunately, they do have AT, but the T-70 is so threatening, it can just kite in and out easily. Such chaos for the Axis. I don't know how they're going to deal with this.
It's chaos, and the T-70 is now in unison. DevM and Hans are now operating as a team, and this is the perfect example. They have a symmetrical build, a symmetrical play style, and a symmetrical approach, and it is doubling their effectiveness right now.
Which I think Tume would be very wise here to actually start attacking the right-hand side of the map and pull away. I think Talisman's probably a capable enough player to deal with, you know, holding that left-hand side, but they probably want to remove allies from bunched up left side of the map. So hopefully you see Tume starting to recap some territory, but he's a little bit stale. Some of his units very static right now.
Well, they have no choice to be, do they? They're really kind of pushed into a concerted effort, a concerted territory sector. Imagine a Katusha in these territories. I mean, to be honest,
we're not far away.
We're not far away. That's how much fuel Hans and DevM had. Let's check on their bases. We do see that it is just Tankovi Battalion Command for now.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Oh, really great work. Tume, they're capping the right VPs. Just got to get on VPs. They're already dropped below 200 VPs in the first 10 minutes. That is, I don't want to use the word humiliating because I think that's
It is.
unfair, but that's very, very a big amount of VPs to drop.
Well, if you don't want to use the word humiliating, I will. It is humiliating because a 500-0 victory point. I can't think of any other word for it. It's a lose to Maxims as well, which a lot of people consider one of the weaker machine guns, but en masse, we're seeing something very akin to 2015 Von Ivan strategies here, back in those ESL days.
Gosh, it's so difficult. I mean, I guess this decision to go double mortar, they maybe predict the Maxims, they're thinking, yeah, this is good, but then they don't have the infantry to hold or to push. You know, you're reliant on the on the artillery pieces, which are just kind of a little RNG. You know, you don't know how effective they're going to be against the Maxims.
You don't.
It's a very, very tough start for Axis. They're going to have to be a lot more on point with their movement next game.
They're going to have to be ferocious. They can't allow this to happen. They're going to be allies next time. Smoke's coming down in the center. We've got a Votes Grenadier that's pushed up. It's now suffering Zis gunfire. Let's change armies and have a little look at Talisman and DevM's armies. Similar builds. Of course, we've got the ISG-4 Votes Grenadiers and an MG-34. Smoke is the way out, seemingly. They've been able to actually recapture some of their territories now, Dan, so good use of game mechanics there.
I think, yeah, Smoke was the key once they have some infantry that can start running with it.
Jesus! Did you catch that T-70 wipe there, Dan? That was brutal. Votes Grenadier down, 222 watching on, and that's not a good thing for the Axis there.
DevM's T-70, I think he's picked some really good lines there, although he has just been pushed off by that AT gun. But you can see him just poking around with that T-70. It causes chaos. It makes the Raketans stay in place for a little bit longer whilst the conscripts try and deal with it. Really good distraction.
I just saw the Zis gun collide with that structure. Again! It's taking out the superstructure surrounding the munitions point. Oh! What a shot! He's playing Skittles out there. That was fantastic. Let's check out the actual engagements in the south. Pioneers getting pushed away thanks to the guards. Little word on the commander choices you've seen, Dan?
Not much to say, to be honest, on those. I think it's fairly standard. ISU from Hans is a great decision on this map, always has been, because flanking is very difficult on this narrow map. DevM, again, he's got access to the 85, so it'll be a good defense point, good pushing vehicle. I like that. Really comes down to Tume. I think we expect to see one of the Elephant commanders coming out here, and it will be necessary if we get to that stage of the game.
If being the big word there. Oh, T-70 just got hit by pat fire from afar. Looks like it'll escape, though. Let's check out the north and have a look at the prepared position that the Axis are building. Dan, are you sick of the sound effect that accompanies the Maxim fire yet?
No, I find it relaxing. It's
therapeutic almost, isn't it?
It's a nice sound because it means like none of your enemy's units are moving. You know, so they're all suppressed and you feel very calm.
Welcome to HelpingHans' DevM's new album of therapeutic noises, the many sounds of the Maxim machine gun. 222 surely...
Oh!
Yeah, dying. In the north, combat engineers marching forth with no Axis resistance. Mind you, there is an MG in this house, but they've already gotten around the cusp of its arc of fire, so no problems there.
Oh, it's such a difficult play. I mean, you'd have thought you'd have had some advantage on the left as Axis as well, because the T-70 does suffer, you know, there is elevation in the map on the left side fuel, so, you know, those shots do miss occasionally. Unfortunately, the same goes for the AT, so you see the Raketan having to be pushed quite far up to get these shots off. But if they can get control of those VPs, they might be able to long the game out for a little while, start thinking of a counter.
Oh! What is this gun barrage on that Raketenwerfer? Axis just can't catch a break. Where is their luck in this particular game? Because so many things have gone wrong for them. I mean, obviously the Allies are the orchestra, the composers of the orchestra of bad luck in this case, but 120 victory. They managed to get 3 down though. That's unfortunate for DevM, because I know he comes from that Co-1 breed of players where to get a 500 VP victory was seen as a huge, like, mark of honor.
Should up his game then.
Yeah. What is he playing at? What a loser. Oh, here we go. First Katusha barrage. We know where it's coming. Oh, it obliterates the house. MG34.
Actually, I was expecting that on the battle group, not there, but a good decision to remove that.
The MG34 actually got away as well, which is quite funny.
It was very lucky, but that was important there because the building was giving it some sight, you know, to spot for the T-70s and use the Raketten. And now, of course, there is nothing there, and a wide open target for the Katusha now on that battle grouper.
Yeah, surely he should know where the battle group is always there on Rails of Metal, right? Anyway, T-70s marching on. It's got 10 kills, not bad. Katusha with its first barrage technically got no kills.
This is a dangerous. I mean, one of the things you don't want to do when you start a series is lose the first game like this, because it is disheartening to a level where the next game, you know, you are worried, actually. You'll be a game down, you know your opponents are playing well. It's sad to not come up with a better performance in game one.
DevM with
his... have to play well.
Oh, they are. Folksgrenadier about to go down, probably. Mosinagand accuracy, obviously, coming to its rescue. Ziscum barrage is peppering them with constant shells.
Tume there on the right-hand side. His engineers just could be capping, but they're not. And they need these VPs.
No, they're trying to bring the veterinarians down. They're trying to bring that cow back to life. Come on, Blessy! No, Blessy!
Live the injustice!
They murdered my favourite cow!
I mean, you see here, Axis, they're trying to just cause chaos. I think they're intentionally now, like, overrunning the front lines. You know, they're keeping units like the T-70 occupied. They're trying to, you know, just move the allies around. But actually, you look at this, the retreat pass now. I think we're going to lose the engineer for Tume. That goes down. Potentially one of the stolen Maxims on the left VP. Nothing to show for it. 41 VPs remaining.
Folksgrenadier's march on regardless. In the kind of late war period. Here they go. T-34-85 meets their assault with a furious volley of fire.
Hans just about to fire that Katusha again.
Where do you think its
That'll
target
be on
is?
those mortars, I think.
Oh, no.
Actually, so, where is that?
Well, technically it's on the packs, but only because they're moving into the fire.
I don't think that was enough to call that a preemptive strike, unfortunately.
That was a nothing strike. MG getting taken down. Combat engineer takes it. T-70 meets a double volley of pack fire. Somehow escapes with its life, attaining veterancy 3 thanks to 25% damage, accounting for experience.
Those packs is carrying the entire Axis anti-tank defense line, so they're having to move left and right constantly. They're about to be found out by the T-70. Here's where we're going to see DevM pick these amazing lines to try and get around the arc of fire. Can he get away without taking a hit?
Oh, there he goes. He's got one down. It does take a hit, though, unfortunately for him. Fortunately for the Axis, they did just manage to get a Faust off, but the Vet 2 pack now meets its demise. And there we go. We've got a recrew. T-70 does a Tokyo drift. Tries to find the angle. Will it find it? So close. So much manpower attrition being done.
Well, Talisman actually nearly didn't have the munitions for another Faust to help with this T-70. So difficult without these resources. Really, where are the mechanics to help sway this?
Oh!
It does go down, though.
Nice shot there through the house, it seems. But here we go. We got a T-34-76 ending the Axis dreams. Going for a crush. A brutal crush. Picking up a few models there. Soldiers biting the dust. And becoming the same.
Hans's Katusha's ready to fire. He's going to bring it in for the finale.
Ooh.
He's moving it now.
Fanciful command
firing.
tank. Let's have a look. Big.
It's going to be painful.
Stalin organ singing. A brutal, stitty. Oh, nice volley there. 7 kills. And he finishes the job with a further 4. Steals a pack. 40. Oh, God, it's a torrent of abuse flying from the sky.
What a way to end the game. Hans can actually even drop one of the Fab 50 IL-2 precision bombs on this battle grouper if he wants to. It'd be a beautiful way to finish off with the 10
Oh,
Here it comes.
Ever the
Here it
crowd
comes.
pleaser. Let's get a view of that plane. Here it comes. Oh, those teasers. I would have said something else then. Those teasers. I can't believe it. we roll on back to the lobby.
Victory is ours.
Oh, nice first game there. Thought that was pretty interesting to say the least.
That was good. It was a good show of strength by HelpingHans and DevM. They're two massive contenders in the tournament. Who struggled maybe a little last week. But hey, they are doing very, very well. I guess really you have to look at Tume and Talisman right now. Talisman has a big reputation to uphold. And